Hi there, this is Rob, and this is the 2-minute overnight overview for Tuesday. As usual, I'll be reviewing yesterday's odds, last night's action, and a little research to keep in mind for tonight. Let's start by looking at yesterday's odds sheet. For the second day in a row, we're seeing lots of odds suggestive of nothing. The average up-gap percent came in between 51.66 and 54.02% for all 8 of the index securities we track, and the long side profit factors were all close to 1. ES is the security I pay most attention to, and the odds there were nearly break even. With action so muted, largely due to Veterans Day, there were no edge finder studies that triggered either. So similar to yesterday, doing nothing was an easy and obvious decision. Let's see how the night played out. It was a tough night for futures pretty much right from the start. There was plenty of choppiness, and by the time the market opened, marked by the rectangular box there, futures were 9.5 points below where they closed on Monday. So it was a good night not to play marginally bullish odds. Looking at the daily chart, ES has filled that gap down, but it is still very close to closing at a new multi-month low. Last week I showed that a 40-day low close above the 200-day moving average had strongly bullish implications for the overnight. You can find that study in last Monday's overview or in the weekly research summary. But if ES fails in its attempted daytime rally today, it could close below its 200-day moving average, and the difference between closing above the 200 MA and below it is quite profound. Here's a look at results when ES is closed at a 40-day low and below the 200 MA. Numbers are still slightly favor the long side, though they're nowhere near as impressive as the ones I showed last week above the 200-day moving average. Let's take a quick look at the profit curve. This is not a curve that suggests a consistent edge, and it's certainly not one that I would be inclined to base a trade off of. So the bottom line is that traders need to keep in mind the long-term trend when considering whether an intermediate-term closing low could signify a bullish overnight edge. Thanks for listening, and rest easy.